We're back! Right, today we have something slightly different. It's a Pokemon Nuzlocke, which is not different, but I did a voiceover for it. Not the best, but for my first voiceover on something, I quite like it, and I'm quite impressed. We have a Pokemon Nuzlocke randomizer, so all encounters in the grass or trainers, any battles, all randomized. Anyway, this concept's done a lot throughout the Pokemon community. Yeah, Pokemon community. And Nuzlocke is done a lot more. So I thought for my first Nuzlocke, besides just doing normal Nuzlocke, I thought I'd randomize it and do something slightly different and new and something I've just always wanted to do and randomize Pokemon. Anyway, here's the video. I hope you all like how it's laid out. If you do, please tell me, and if you know, might do more. Anyway, I hope you go on and enjoy. So here are the rules for the Pokemon X Nuzlocke. Every Pokemon I encounter is random. I must catch the first Pokemon on every route and name it so I have a more emotional attached to it. If the Pokemon faints, it is dead, so I can no longer use it. We start the Nuzlocke by being attacked by a bird. I got dressed by looking myself in the mirror, because that's just how people get dressed, clearly. I then walked outside to see two kids standing there. They told me their names, but I don't care. I got my start after being given a nickname. I choose Little D because Little D's nuts. I hate myself. Trevor shows us our starters, and my reaction might be an overreaction. I'm just gonna straight up see them this time. Oh yeah! Oh, I just knocked my camera off! So as those being the starters, I obviously choose Blastoise because Blastoise is clearly just a better option. After choosing Blastoise, I call him Squirt. As I'm heading home, I get interrupted for my first rival fight by Shauna. Shauna sends out Ledian. I use Head Charge as my first attack, and Ledian used Feather Dance. As I was thinking on how I'm going to do the Nuzlocke, Shauna uses Woodhammer, which took Squirt to red. I panicked hard, but luckily it took recoil damage, fainting it and giving me my first ever win in a Nuzlocke. I head to the Pokeball shop to buy Pokeballs because I failed to randomize items and I just give up trying. Not the right attitude to have with stuff. Now I have Pokeballs, the Nuzlocke rules start. So I head over down to Route 2 to get my first ever encounter. My first encounter? It's a Dialga! Oh my god! I threw a Pokeball straight away because the first three is a 100% catch rate, so I was guaranteed to get it. Oh, yes! With having Dialga, a viewer called him Flamboyant. With me being afraid of the trainer at the trees, I did a bit of grinding. Into a Skidoo, a Floatzel, Medicham, another Medicham, Empoleon, Chestnut, another Chestnut, and a Duran. With all those Pokemon being encountered and fought, I went on to fight the trainer at the trees. The trainer sent out a Trainer move which used Phantom Force. I switched Flameow for Squirt and used Type of Voice, which knocks it out, allowing me to go on into the Santaloon Forest. And this is where I get my second encounter, being a Flareon. Oh my god! After catching the Flareon, I went on to call it Hot Dog because it's a dog and it's fire, so Hot Dog. Hot Dog! Welcome to the party! As Hot Dog's only level 2, I decided to switch train him. I came across a Virizion, another Flareon, Flareon again. I came across a trainer which had a Poliwag and an Arceus, which scared me, although it was only at level 3. So all I had to do was use a Head Charge. I came across the second trainer in the forest, which sent out Xerneas. What is it with these guys having legendaries? I used Iron Head, knocking out the Xerneas and allowing me to move on. Now I'm on Route 3, I decided just to fight the trainers straight away. First Pokemon I came across was a Rhyperior, which I used Hot Dog's V-Crate, which knocks it out. Hot Dog is now able to learn Flame Wheel, which I switched out for Fusion Flare. The trainer then sent out a Poochyena. I switched to Flamey to use Mirror Shot, knocking the Poochyena out. Okay. After realising how many Pokeballs I had, I decided to get my third encounter. Oh, I've got 9! Oh, I'm set. I'm set. I am set. With being the level I am, I was afraid to attack it, so all I could do was throw Pokeballs. But 1, 2, 3. No! After throwing 3 Pokeballs, I got Meryl. However, I forgot to name it, so I decided to do this. I think, to be fair with this, as I didn't name it, I'll put it in my box. I won't use it, as I should have named it, and I didn't. Realising I could go on Route 23, I decided to get my 4th encounter there. Before I could get to grass, I had to battle a trainer who sent out a Palkia followed by a Tangrowth, which I both defeated them, nothing to worry about. Now that the trainer is out the way, I could go on to get my 4th encounter, which ended up being a Rhyhorn. Oh, okay, no, I'll take this. I went on to catch a Rhyhorn and called it Spiny. With Spiny on my team, I went on to fight the gym leader. Before I have to do that, I have to battle the roller skater Rinka. For her first Pokemon, she sent out a Poliwrath. All I did was a Hyper Voice with Squirt and knocked it out in one move. I fought the first trainer, which sent out a Victory Bell. As Spiny was only half the level, I decided to switch her out for Hot Dog. I got Hot Dog to use Flame Wheel for the Victory Bell to then follow it using Sludge Wave, which took Hot Dog to 2 HP. So I did what I had to do. I had to switch to Flamboyant and use Iron Head to knock it out. We then went on to fight the second trainer who sent out a Ho-Oh. I got Flamboyant and used Iron Head, which at the time I didn't realise it's not very effective. So I had to do the only thing I could do, send out Squirt. I then got Squirt to use Head Charge twice. It then came to battling the gym leader Viola. They led off by sending out a Lotad, which I then sent out Spiny. Feeling worried, I switched her out for Flamboyant and used Iron Head. On my next turn, I used Milk Drink to get my Pokemon back to full health. On the next turn, I knocked it out with Iron Head. I stuck with Flamboyant and used Iron Head again. And again. And with that, Flamboyant got us the first gym badge. Finally! It actually didn't take that long. I was on the way to Route 4, and on the way I got XP share. As I'm afraid of overleveling my Pokemons, I decided to keep it off. On Route 4 in the grass, I got a Hippopotas. Obviously went on and caught and called a Gloria. I then went on and fought 2 trainers which had a Luxio, and the other one which had a... Realising I'm going on with the story quite fast, I decided to do some grinding. Encountering a trainer with a Dialga. And this battle is where we have our first disappointing bit of the video. Diamond Gem. This is a perfect time to test what's strong and what's weak. Ground, not strong at all. Fighting. Fighting super effective. That was not though. Normal won't be effective at all. Beedrill's like Beedrill's like that nasty green. If Beedrill was like a nice green, I said maybe Beedrill. This was the first death of the Nuzlocke. I was speechless, sat there with tears in my eyes. But then quickly moved on and sent out Squirt. The trainer then sent out Magneton, which I got Spiny to fight the Magneton and got Squirt out again to fight the Shellder and win the battle. As I was confident enough, I went on to Lumia City to go fight the Professor. The Professor started off by sending out his Makuvita. I used Diamond Storm to deal a bit of damage and get Spiny's defense up. Yeah, defense rose. It then hit Spiny with a Spiny attack and did very little damage. I followed that up with a Crush Grip, which knocked it out and making the Professor send out his next Pokemon, Tentacruel. Easy. I'm gonna regret saying that. Tentacruel. I switched out for Flamboyant and used Iron Head. Iron Head? And Iron Head again, knocking it out. Iron Head again? I stuck with Flamboyant and the professor sent out Corfish. As I didn't want to get repetitive, I used Mirror Shot. Mirror Shot? Never lands this, but this time, it did. But it wasn't very effective. And not thinking, I just used Iron Head and knocked it out. The professor then gave me a choice between a Skitty, Thor, or a Mean Shout. I choose the Mean Shout because, well, I don't know why. A viewer wanted me to call it Ari. Alright. And with that, that ended the first episode of the Pokemon Nuzlocke.